I stepped through the creaking front door of Ravenwood Mansion, the heavy wooden entrance groaning beneath my feet. It was a place that had been abandoned for decades, a relic of a bygone era where the wealthy once gathered to socialize and make memories. But as I looked around, I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was being watched. I had taken on the challenge to spend 30 days in this mansion, trying to uncover its secrets and find a way out. But as I began to explore, I quickly realized that I was not alone. Footsteps echoed through the dark corridors, doors slammed shut, and objects moved on their own. I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination, but deep down, I knew something more sinister was at play. I started to notice strange symbols etched into the walls, seemingly invisible to the naked eye. They were subtle, but they gave me a sense of direction, leading me deeper into the mansion. I began to follow the symbols, hoping they would lead me to answers. But every door I opened only led to more questions. As night fell, the shadows seemed to grow longer, and the creaks and groans of the mansion became louder. I tried to get some rest, but my sleep was constantly interrupted by the feeling of being watched. I started to wonder if I had made a terrible mistake, if I was trapped in this labyrinth with no way out. I started to notice that the symbols were not just random markings. They seemed to be a code, a message that only revealed itself under the right conditions. I spent hours deciphering the symbols, poring over books and searching for clues. And then, as the clock struck midnight, I finally cracked the code. The message was clear. The key to escaping Ravenwood Mansion lay hidden in the attic, but it was protected by a ghostly guardian who would only allow those with the purest of intentions to pass. I was skeptical, but I knew I had to try. I made my way to the attic, the air thick with anticipation. As I reached the top of the stairs, a cold breeze swept past me, and I saw a figure standing in the shadows. It was a woman, dressed in old-fashioned clothing, her eyes fixed on me with an unblinking stare. I froze, unsure of what to do next. And then, in a flash of insight, I realized that the woman was not a ghost. She was a guardian, a protector of the mansion's secrets. She handed me a small, ornate box, and I opened it to find the key to unlocking the mansion's secret door. I turned the key, and the door swung open, revealing a hidden room deep beneath the mansion's foundation. I stepped inside, and as I did, the room began to fill with a warm, golden light. I realized that Ravenwood Mansion was not just a haunted house. It was a testing ground, a place where the wealthy and the powerful had come to prove their worth. The symbols on the walls were a test, a challenge to those who dared to enter. And the key I had found was the final hurdle, the last obstacle that stood between me and freedom. As I emerged from the mansion, the sunlight streaming down on me, I felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. I had faced my fears, and I had come out on top. And as I looked back at Ravenwood Mansion, I knew that I would never forget the lessons I had learned there, that sometimes the greatest mysteries are the ones we uncover within ourselves.